Hey, what is going on everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Noah Shaw, or Ford 6FO, and today I've got a pretty special video for y'all. We're actually going to be picking up a 24 valve Cummins that's been sitting in a field for over a year, just rotting away, and hopefully we're going to be able to restore it. Right now it doesn't run, it has a couple issues, but we're going to tow it all the way to the shop with the OBS 7.3, pulling it with a little rope I got from American Lifting Off-Road, and hopefully get it back to the shop, check it out. I'm going to show y'all all the details on it, see if we can't figure out what's wrong with it, tear into it, tear it apart, and fix it up and get it running again like new. And if you haven't seen in the last video, we got the wheels finally in for the dually, and I've got everything pulled in the shop right now because it was supposed to hail, but I went ahead and fitted up one, and it's gonna look awesome setup. I'm waiting on the paint to hopefully come back this week. But let's go ahead and use this huge 1-inch rope I got from American Lifting Off-Road, load up into the 7.3 outside, and get headed to the destination to pick up the truck and haul it back. Let's go ahead, crank up the 7.3, and get headed on the road. And we're all loaded up in the OBS on the road to go check this new truck out. It's gonna be a fun project, so I'll see y'all when we get there. And we are pulling up to the truck now. Super excited to check it out, see what we can do with this thing. And we just arrived to pick it up. I'm messing around with the rope now, getting it strapped around the bumper, and we're gonna attempt to pull this thing all the way home, a few minutes down the road. And we've got the rope all tied in down, and we're loaded up, and we're gonna take this thing home now. I'm gonna hop in, hopefully the brakes are good on it, and we're gonna ride back. Tires a little bit low, but let's hop in this old truck, get headed over. Even came with some loose change, and we're rolling out with the truck now with the rope. Slowly going over, and we're gonna hopefully get home with no issues. Well, we are about halfway home, and that American Lifting Off-Road rope is just putting in work, no issues at all. This thing's just so hot in here, you can't even turn it on right now because the batteries are dead and it just doesn't run. And man, I am sweating in this truck, but I'm excited for what we can do to this truck. Hopefully fix it up really nice and get it to that 500,000 mile on the odometer. But we're gonna finish getting headed home, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a walk around of the whole truck. We're gonna pop the hood, assess some problems with it, and see what we can't do on ordering some parts and getting everything fixed up on it. It might have to have a full reseal on all the gaskets, but it's definitely gonna be a fun challenge. And that 7.3 put it in work. Got a little hot, so I had to hop out. Let's get back in here. And it is way too hot here in Texas, so I'm just gonna go ahead, pop the door open, get that natural AC going. But we're about 3 minutes away. We're getting the truck back. And we just made it back to outside the shop with the new 2nd gen, so let's go ahead, get that rope off of the truck, get the 7.3 pulled aside, and let's check out this 24 valve Cummins. Just like that, the truck is back. Well, we got the 24 valve home, but the rope kind of got stuck in the bumper, so we're gonna try and pry it out. It is stuck. There it is. And out. Nice. And I parked right in front of an ant pile. Minty. This is your 20. Oh, first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is pop the hood and assess what all is going on in the engine. Maybe we're gonna try to jump it, see what's going on, because I have no clue. It's just a random buy, but interior might be a little bit dirty, but she's a fixer-upper. So let's go ahead, pop the hood, and check out what's going on. So here we've got our 2001 24 valve Cummins turbo diesel, and you can see she's a little bit oily and she's going to need a lot of degreaser, but this thing is completely bone stock all the way down to the clutch and the 6-speed transmission. The only thing that's been replaced on this unit is just a couple of seals and just simple parts like batteries and stuff. But I guarantee it's going to need 2 new batteries because they are completely dead all the way around. And we've got a lot of cleaning up to do under here. Got our battery hold down just kind of hanging out. But for being a completely stock truck with almost 500,000 total miles, that is just an insane accomplishment and just shows how good these trucks really are. But underneath, it is just covered in oil all the way down to the frame and all along the sides of the truck. It's kind of hard to see, but let me see if I can. But underneath, you can see on the oil pan and all the way underneath the whole frame, it is just coated in oil, and they definitely have a huge leak going on here. So we're probably going to end up tearing apart this whole front end and the whole truck and just really getting down there to replace every single seal on the engine and probably just go through it all. So hopefully once we get this truck all fixed up, I can use it as a little bit of a work truck. It's got that gooseneck in the back ready to go, and all the way around the body for what we paid, it just needs a little bit of a paint job and maybe a couple dents fixed and scratches along the side. But I mean, as you can see, the frame, there's no rust on it anywhere, especially since it's absolutely just covered and coated in oil. That's going to really help protect all the rust. But we've got a couple dents. There's one in the cab corner here, small little minor stuff. And I mean, the interior, of course, you know, their 2nd gen dash, they always put these covers, and I want to go ahead and just kind of put some juice to the battery, see what's going on with it. I mean, the headliner's falling down, but I mean, the seats themselves are in pretty good condition, and I mean, especially once we get all of the carpet conditioned, shampooed, I think it'll turn out pretty decent. And we got a little bit of a dent by the headlight, but I mean, this thing is just going to be a fun little project truck to fix up, kind of test our skills and see what we can do to get it back together and back running. And inside, you got the little driver view here. We got to put some batteries on to check out that actual mileage, but all the rear seats in the back of the truck are just in perfect condition, and all the glass and everything's really nice. No peeling off tint or anything like that, so all ready to go. It's definitely going to be a fun little project truck, and the OBS pulled it like an absolute beast. And while we were there, I signed over a bill of sale and got the fresh, clean title for the truck, so we're good to go there as well. And if y'all didn't know, the OBS 7.3 is also for sale on Prime Motor Co. on Instagram, my dealership page, so check it out there. And real quickly here, I haven't even messed with the truck yet, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it on the jump box and see if it even wants to crank over or do anything. Go ahead. I can hear the ignition on here. She's not happy. Well, I guess we don't have enough juice. Oh, she got a little juice. She cranked over. Sounds healthy. Just not getting enough power. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some new batteries at this thing, or maybe I'll pull some out of the other truck and swap them in here, but it is cranking over. So that's a good sign. Sounds healthy, but we'll come back to y'all later. Coming at y'all the following day, I finally got some time to work on this truck here, so we're going to go ahead and pull both sides batteries off of the truck, go to the parts store, get some brand new batteries, swap them in, hopefully crank up the truck a little bit, see what it's doing, see if it's a fuel issue or what's going on. And we just got back in the Jetta with 2 brand new batteries to throw up in that 2nd gen, so let's see what it does. Batteries are in. Just got both brand new batteries in the truck. Let's go ahead and see if it does anything different now that it's got some juice. See if it cranks at all. Okay, definitely sounds like a fuel issue. It's cranking over perfectly fine. We're having an issue with the pump or something. I'm gonna go ahead and check the pump and our factory lift pump, see if it's getting fuel and pressure up top, and see what's going on up here. All right. Alright. Yeah, we have no fuel going into the bowl. So I don't think that lift pump's working. Okay guys, so I went ahead and took off the intake bridge and put a towel in the engine just to block off so nothing gets in there. And I'm going to pull off the fuel filter assembly and get down to that factory lift pump. I'm going to pull it out and end up replacing it, and hopefully we can start to get fuel to the engine and see if that makes the truck start up. And I got that OEM lift pump out of the truck, and we're gonna go ahead, go to the parts store, get a new one, and see if we can't swap it back in and see if it makes a difference. All right, guys, I just got back from the parts store, and I got our new lift pump here to replace that factory old one. I'm gonna swap over the fittings onto the new one, get it put in the truck, and see if this makes a difference. So I'll come back to you all here shortly. Okay, guys, our new pump is now in and mounted, and I just got it set in place right now, but we're gonna go ahead and crank the truck over. I'm gonna prime the system. So the issue we seem to be having is that the pump is actually not getting any power directly to it at all. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I got the DMM multimeter here, and I'm gonna go ahead and check if we're getting power to the harness. And if not, I'm gonna go further up the harness, figure out our issue, and hopefully start to get power to this pump. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna dive into it with the multimeter and see if it's getting voltage or not. So bear with me and I'll be right back. So to test to make sure our pump's getting power for sure, I went ahead and ran to our harness a direct power and ground wire, and I'm gonna test it to the battery here to make sure that's our issue. And as you can see, you can hear it come on, and we're spitting fuel out now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the filter housing assembly back on and put that one banjo fitting on and see if the truck cranks over and starts. So I went ahead and put that back banjo bolt now, and as you can see, the bowl is gonna start filling up once we connect it to power. Just gonna prime the system all the way up right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead, put the fuel filter back in, tighten it down. We can ton of fuel everywhere. I'm gonna tighten it back down, and we're gonna see if this will turn the truck on now. Try. Okay, hold on. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, picking up this 2001 24 valve Cummins. So hopefully you did enjoy the video, and if you did, please leave a like down below, comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hopefully soon, if you stay tuned to the page here on YouTube and Instagram, we can have this thing all fixed up and back together and running and put it back to work. But guys, that's gonna wrap up the video, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.